Okay, we're going to continue looking at exponential functions today. We have two types of exponential functions that we can have. We have one that we call exponential, this should say decay with a Y. Sorry, that was a typo. Exponential decay is any time that ratio is between 0 and 1 when we find that ratio. All right? That means it's getting smaller as our x values get bigger. Exponential growth is any time our ratio is greater than 1. So any ratio bigger than 1. You can also tell because our y values are getting bigger as our x values get bigger. Okay, so let's look at an example. I'm going to go ahead and skip down to example 2. All right. And on example 2, we're going to look at a situation where it may not be a true exponential, but just like we did with linear, it's close enough to exponential that we can use an exponential function to model this. Okay? So let's look at our change in x's here, which we always kind of start with. And we'll see that our x is changing by 1 each time. All right? So now let's look at our change in y. Now we're not going to use year for the y, we're going to use viewership. Okay? So if we look at these ratios and we divide each time, the second one by the first one, on this one we get 1.20, and then we get a ratio of 1.06, 1.19, and 1.14. Now, I simply found that by doing the second number divided by the first number, as you'll remember from the previous section in exponential functions. Now, we're going to find the average ratio, okay? And the way we're going to do that is we're going to add these together. 1.20, 1.06. This is just like we did when we were finding the average slope in the linear functions. All right? Once we add those together, we divide by how many we have to find the average. Divide by 4. All right? And we find that we have an average of 1.15. Okay? So our b value here is going to be 1.15. Now our a value, okay, just to remind you, is where x is 0. Well, our x is 0 if we look at our chart. Our y value is 23,050. So we have our a and our b value, okay, using the average and using our table. So we can write our function as y equals our a value, 23,050, times our b value raised to the x power.